Again, trying to get some food, and it's not really good. Like wings, um, Domino's. Yeah, I don't once in a while, but it's like I like to have a good, you know, cook, and always, it's just like a just really impersonal, and it's expensive. That's just going to that. Then it's when you start like this, you already see the friction. Everybody's like this. Just it's a lot of. It is true. It is rude in Vegas, and that's not really into because it's iteration. A lot of people trying to get the rent, they want to do this, and then they're like, um, that's a survive, and that try to get a part time lifestyle would be, know, there's a lot of normal like American that a lot of people don't get it. Where you know Home Depot, I talk about that. Walmart, there's economic, you know. So um, talk points when I was saying that you could calculate the UFO and the Aztecs, Maya, and all the information, in the history and how much come here, and they'll always trying to bias and how it should win, how it is. Everybody knows the history. Uh, Using the which I've heard about that in the '80s. They same thing, inflation. They suck the all they're saying. They take the fucking bank. They took the shit. It's usually a few politicians. They'll rob Switzerland. They do all this thing, and that way it's elite. That's it. They don't want to say advance in a future or something. They just money and that's it. There's nothing to solution. It's just money and that's it. If they have enough money, um, they're happy because they're already corruption. Now other people that are trying to create the money, they have legitimate. Obviously, these are the back of the spine of any kind of countries. If you're looking, in Mexico, I mean, it's in normal stores. So many. That is a kind of thing like that. It helps a lot of the economic. So I have more, vendors like this, and it is trains back. It's transfer a lot. It's fast. And it's basically it's not really whatever they work. See, that is a mentality of Mexican. If you get some kind of like a proxy of some banks and funds that put her over here, um, they do that. Then they just come over here now. In Mexico, they do the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of economic. There's probably Chinese. They have a lot of also Japanese, Century, Nissan. There's a lot of $1 million that they're like, hey, yeah, let's do it. It's that. It's like a mill. Now they do little by little. They do petroleum plants. Then you have a new job. That is a normal. Have a kind of elite. You get a job and it's like regular stable. Probably like 20, 30 years and 50 years. Teachers is kind of like thing. So that economic would always. They don't want change, no innovation, just economic. There's nothing to a new thing. Oh yeah, that. But in American again. These are a lot of entertainment. These are is kind of revolution way that is an individual that he be safe, legal, and the lifestyle with even the bomb. You know. So let me put it right now. I already did that. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's pretty good. So I know that. Woo. So like I said, the vape, I knew that. I try to, yeah, if it's good like that. This is the best thing. It's organic. It's basically a tribe, and these are tribes about a pretty prolonged age, Native American, even pipes, and they have a cave do the smokers. It does kind of the tribe. It just you'd have to kind of just think about more, and it's always trying to you know last year when you're looking at that. When it used to be, celebration, it's so fucking great. It was so happy like that. It's different how there's sadness and tragedies, and you always have to figure out that's the whole thing. Is that drug? No, medicine. That's how you humans to understand and overcome. Native Morgan into pray into even silence and wait and patient and it really is many years. They could be. That's the thing. That's the name it is. It's better not to rush to, you know, on the land of is the most, meaning that you don't have to do all these money, all that. Really, it's just the food that you really understand. Do you rent? Did you want this, or it's kind of like a food? You know, it's true. The luxury of, I believe, not to be. I'm sure they have hunting, right? Like if a deer. Now they could figure out. Let's see, I would do like a. They have license. You come over here in all the states in Nevada and all that. That's why people does it too. Also, so that is normal as a human to be. Hey, look, you know. So really, you have to even a program which I thinking about my father. Goes, that's all we can do, really. I like to have barbecue food. That's really solution as much you can get. But we're always think myself in the back. We're always investment. We all know there's always ideas that doesn't mean my thing that yeah. A lot of people used to Mexico. You get married and then you get a family. And all that. You could have love, just a medical, and you could have another companion and a family. But you have to interview. It's sad because I don't want that thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, a random thing, reckless, and I don't do that. I have to be very organized. I've seen it out here. They can't, yeah. Even the Mexicali, they can't even have leaders to help people, your family. It's completely selfish, and they're not really in the heart of your Christ, of a Catholic, but they think they're great persons over here. Yeah. So that's why you have big time companies. At least go to YouTube. You have some elite trying to concrete something like, what is that? A little brand. You're gonna lead, and he's gonna be a leader and CEO. Will come over here. They go into the Europe. You're gonna think like that. If you let's say if you win, good for you. You just have the money. Like no one gives a fuck about nothing. Again, it'll be the same thing. Okay. How did the penetration to you should look and say I do myself, which I am. Mexico is important. Even a hippie from natives that they understand peyote. So a lot of people they're very private. A lot of people the style is they don't want to send any internet or anything. Even opposite, they don't want anything like this. Just minimal. Boop. That's see you later. Because again, it's always something like they're going to be dangerous from here because we're a stronger institution. Even with a church, see up there is kind of opposite. It's very like docile. That's the hippie of the style. Even emoticon also the dark. So it's rock, even rock. Okay. Whenever penetration, like let's say if it's not or missing that, I'm not here in Mexico, but you see over here, Zacatecas again. You would have to go into doctors, Zacatecas, and only the best and all. You know exactly how it is because they'll continue. Let's say if they believe with the church, they have bonus because now more people like Chinese they would believe that and Jewish they're more like this and all that. We can don't worry, we can get the real Israel and everyone all together, everyone. Only the doctors because they but again they'll wait and stable and then another thing and they're waiting to the wait. They're always waiting all the time until you stay with this is the real thing. I think it's BS. Okay, they're making something even Are you really normal things, questions? Do you have Sancho? Normal things. I mean, you're Mexico, you have Sancho, right? Okay, what about this? You'd have to have conversation. It has to be right away. It has to penetration. Without respond, it'll be these tradition culture Mexican in Mexico and California. And try to overcome all this. Okay? Just because that's your rock, you can't talk like that. You remember one that's it, you can't talk like that. That's it. Even the Cuban will say that. Oh, this is very unreal. You can't talk that. Because if he does that, you can never do something professional. That. No, it's not. No, it's not. Uh, and so this revolution, meaning that uh, the medicine is actually more important than what they're saying. That if I use cocaine, they're using aggressive bullies. And that's the more worse. Basically, you know how to defend that. Even with marijuana, doesn't mean that you're going to be smarter. You're not even going to cry as much, or are you? Or how, do you know about tribe? Then you go right away. You can be tribes right away. Which tribes though? You don't know what a tribe. You gotta go Latinos. What about the Maya, Aztec? Okay, you got more questions. If you're not, it's just that's how it is. I'm Aztec. That's it. you know. And so hold on a second. I'm telling you that my father don't know anything about nothing. Don't ever tell the professor from another one over here. He'll say that. I'm telling you, to be honest. History of oh yeah. Even to kind of understand, Aztec Michoacano. All right. Then we understand that those years we believed in Renaissance. We knew about Oxford. The English is already getting a lot of knowledge from really. Is it really creation? Yeah, it is white people. They will say that Spanish is really bad like that. Well, if in English, Oxford, I'm sure Spanish would understand those years. Well, yeah, you would know that, yeah, because the Spanish came over here, Aztecs. So I understand. Oh, okay, I get it. They were savage that they're already overcome the knowledge that, hey, come on. What would happen if they'd eventually have, um, it was savage, basically, the ritual in Aztec. And so, yeah. So then it comes into indoctrination. Okay, this is what it is. I know the Catholic just this. Look, this is what we have to do. That. There's so much books and Bibles, all of this, that, the other. But the bottom line is, you're never really helping you. All this basically is just. It's not really like the Pilgrims. For example, in the White Pilgrims, they really depend on it. That's true. Even Kirk Cameron. But it's not really the American of the whole, the white. I believe probably it is. They support, for example, after the Pilgrims, either different races, white people. Not saying all Italian or not all Irish or not all and all Jewish, but still, they're all and that's how they kind of indoctrination. See that? Eventually, you have the piece. At the point, you have the fucking leaders. Well, leaders like Martin Luther, at least that herself, for not just blacks, but all the races could understand that. You have to be, come on, this is not the white beard to overcome. See that? Eventually, though, clash with the natives. Imagine altogether all the Aztecs within Mexico, which is a lot of white people, Mexican, which is kind of like this. You see that? They're just, hey, we're white, Mexico and American. So they go, hey, this is too much. And they go clash. Martin Luther King, big leaders. Then what happened over here? Then it can continue even after assassination. Still Compton. Then it comes from the riot. Watts. So again, there doesn't really, until you have love, don't ever do that. Until the leaders in love the missions that at least how you not transfer. Hey, we're here right now. with knowledge. Hold on, there's a way to do that. If not, it's whatever the governments or plants or cocaine, crack, or what if they do here or immigration, that'll cause it. It's just clash everywhere. You know? And to have control, more institutional, that to recognize and say, hey, look, American freedom is not a Mexico how it used to have been. These are, if you look at what's institution from, let's say it'd be East Coast. You would have to research about this. There's cliques gangs. It's kind of survived, but it's very American, very hardcore. English. They'll have some Spanish, but it's different. Puerto Rican. They'll have this. The Cuban. It's kind of like that. It's mixed. It does actually always tough. I mean, they understand the kind of iteration and know how to have a file. This is kind of thing. They rather subscribe American, so it's kind of space in that way is American, and we have a space for us. You can do you, and that's a really American. And so yeah, for the more powerful oh yeah, I just went over here Domino. There's two black guys. I mean, they're hardcore real shit. And they're fucking pulling like fucking 200. I mean, these getting bigger. He could be an athlete, but both of them. So these are they got football, basketball, fucking massive. Fucking just. So they always challenge. I mean, it's always kind of like that, So it's a really paradigm. And marriage rocker, right now, and right here, dominoes, okay. So we got a little comment in the little lobby. It's like, it's just trying to change the little 100 bill. You don't have that. You change that. Oh, I'll help it like that. For all you know, they fucking or just because black and black, they know how to. You know what I'm saying? It's intimidated always. But at the same time, he's a nice guy. This guy's a tough. And at the same time, he's a real hardcore, like a pit bull. The other one is another tall one, bigger one. But he's less cool. But he's not a friend here. He's just around here. But that's how African Americans, he knows them around here. Or maybe he knows it's all respect, whatever. Probably he knows him fucking brother. So that's the power, I know that out there. Everybody knows that. I'm not really, because I look like a hood, like I'm always like this. If I was like this, yeah, but it's different. Like a little over here in North, there's a different one, Domino's, and series of pizza. They're different over here. They're more gentle. They're more Jewish, white people, and so they always energy. They're trying to. It's always give Vegas but again, it's just work. But it's not really happening until something happens. You know that a lot of people is just kind of survive to, yeah, kind of energy that creepy sometimes. It doesn't have any good energy sometimes. Sometimes it does. Yep. So I try to pretty much the most I can do it. I mean, I have the charters. A lot of people, depression. We're always my brain paralyzed until I do that. Get a loan. Can I do something? Or you have more file, the more powerful, and it's money, travel, insurance. You're also kind of I'm fucking trauma. I don't want to move. Try communication. Are you gonna talk this at the other? If it was big time, like I could have there's a lot of intimidating people. I could fucking cocky and fuck that shit like a real big time IRS. I could do CIA. I know about minimal. I'm public. You really, as I'm a boss, I have to call, email. That's your work. They're paying this in any states, in the United States. I can call. I could respond. I need this. Records, email. A lot of paralyzed. And so fucking once I do something, you know, it's almost erases. It's no good. And oh yeah, is that right, huh? The Irish Advantage, this, the business, the folk music, all the rock, and all the, to really have the performance and, come to the Christ. And if it wasn't from, they're missing a lot of that. They don't have enough sufficient of knowledge against the dark forces. Well, this is a perfect light to bring out. That's it. And so that's being American. That kind of the economic that it's almost a lot of time you have to come out, declare, manifest. That's it. There's so many. You have 3 or 4 companies, really. A lot of them have the American that even understand business. Actually, they like more business. That's the one. The IRS, we want tax, the profit is poof, poof, poof. Deposit, and I'll be happy for American because it is the best, capitalist, business and headquarter, in American, so the laws is, we do so much ideas and never have to, let's say, the marketing would always have nonprofit donation. There's ingredients. For example, it's almost like even just emergency. La Madrid, mercy of the females of these are part. It is even tribe is global. Of the mothers. Which mother? My own mother. Who is mother? DNA from over here, probably Spain, right? And then Mexico. So again, but how? See that? Oh, you don't think that? Until you embrace of, like, let's say, what's the best one over here? HR Block. They has a franchise, the green. QuickBooks is green logo also. It's money green. That's good. It's kind of like that. And so we're always like advanced as a Mexican. The first TV. So that's kind of mathematics. Vacuum tubes, understand all this thing. If it wasn't for my cousin, he'd have a lot of fucking junks, all the fucking TVs, and it's part of the power. Even a junk, you can see that shit, fucking all dust and all that. That's powerful. I don't know what it is. They're just looking all the time. Look at this shit. It is probably crystals, man. Is it Mexican that we know the power of the futures, and the future have apps also. He knows about apps. The best apps, audio, cars, cruise. That is that whole thing. TV, So the lights. So, yep. Zap. Roger. Zap. And like I said, man, if it wasn't from Mexicali, I mean, even that simple thing that's good. If you're not, what the fuck is nothing? Nothing, you mean? What do you mean? It's nothing? Then they'll say, oh, you got only elite, only this is cute, and this one not this is special, and what the fuck is that? Ain't special. This is the more rich of the barrio. This is the story. This is the stories. If you don't, you have to be more because they're blocking erase of all the paradise and all the best stories, and it's like you should support people. Like Vicente Fernandez. So let's support and Santa Clara. We're ready for the tattoo. Mexicali, just a tour, like you should right. You should just support it right away. Let's do it right now, right? That's the piece they're doing. Forget about the drug and all that. It's just fucking the draw and everything. Come on, you could fucking. I'll even do it myself. I'll legal. But they know that if I do legal coke, they'll say, "Oh shit, Bravo, he wants to do this connected." See, I shouldn't do that. It's a Republican to not to like always look. I shouldn't. These are politicians to not to too radical. It is conservative. Shouldn't be doing that in the first place. You should just, hey, this that. They have cocaine. I mean, look, they have cocaine, dude. I mean, they have a little bit in there. It's like a coffee. Don't be so serious. You know, maybe have a little smart and yeah, that's good. But don't bullies are trying to do something. They're doing that shit. Okay? Maybe that's one.